second cousins. It's your family member here, Kyle, to get on to do some Knicks react and talk about that man who's coming back, Paulo Banchero, baby. I know it has been a while, second cousins. Those reactions after the game are tough for your teacher friend here to stay up for every single night. But this one's been on my mind, and I wanted to get on here to react to the Orlando Magic beating the New York Knicks 103-94. And the reason I really wanted to get on here and talk to you, second cousins, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, because your boy is alone, as you can tell today, is because some of the guys who stepped up huge for our team tonight are guys that have been taking the most flack all season. Guys that have been having a rough go of it and, for just cause have been getting some criticism. And number one, the guy I've seen probably in more trade machines than any other has been Cole Anthony. Self-described having a tough year, dealing with some things off the court, it seems like. He's alluded to some of those things in his interviews and such, that it's been a tough year for him. So, we're sending our love to Cole Anthony. Never a doubt about Cole Anthony and the type of human being he is. This guy is immaculate in terms of the dude in the locker room. But on the court, there have been games where he's getting DMPs and you're worried, is Cole Anthony playing his way out of the rotation? This gentleman right here, this redheaded gentleman in front of you, even said on an early show of Court Cousins that this might be Cole Anthony's penultimate year in Orlando. And that was a sad reality. But not if we have games like New York Cole. All right, Cole goes 24, 7 boards. We know the little man likes to go down amongst the trees, and 4 assists. He's doing everything that we've seen him do, just in a big way. He was getting to the paint, right? He is drawing that additional defender, and he's making the right pass when he does that. And he was stepping into threes with confidence, hit some big threes down the stretch in the fourth quarter, and really was the leader in terms of putting this game away. Cole Anthony, a fan favorite. We love to see it. We're hoping that he continues to come into this confidence because we know he can be that microwave scorer off the bench. We just haven't seen it this year. The man is shooting just north of 30% from beyond the arc, 31%. And when you're fighting for minutes on a team that's challenging for home court advantage in the Eastern Conference, it's going to be tough to find minutes there. But on this night, in his home city, Cole Anthony puts it down. He goes 50% from the floor, 9 of 18 from the field, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, got to the line, went 3 of 4 from there, and just was elated when you talked to him after. When you heard him in the post-game conference, talking about this is who we are. Like, this is who we know we can be. And your heart felt great. You felt light for Cole Anthony in that moment because we all love this guy. We want him to succeed, and it's been a tough one. But congratulations, Cole Anthony stepped up huge, was a big reason that we got this win in his hometown. And the other guy who has gotten tons of ire from one of my co-hosts, my cousin, Jason Lapiche, is Wendell Carter Jr. We may have, talked about him being softer than Charmin at times. And he has been, ladies and gentlemen, but not in this game. Playing with a confidence, 19 points for Wendell, season high for him. That's the first real big game we've seen this year, right? He's been in and out of the lineup, just kind of looking like he's drifting. He's lost his starting spot to Goga. You got to think that has a mental impact on a guy who's been a competitor since day one. But he stayed the course. And he talked about in the post-game interview how much his teammates building him up meant to him. And Cole even mentioned that, hey, we always say, when Wendell is aggressive, he's a beast. Yeah, that's what we know too. That's why we're so upset when Wendell's in there kind of just lollygagging around, looking like he doesn't want the ball, looking like he doesn't want the board or the shot, just passing out of things, being really passive. And we saw here for the first time this year, in my opinion, an active and engaged Wendell Carter Jr. And that made a lot of difference. If we can have these two guys playing at not necessarily this level, but close to this level, Cole Anthony and Wendell Carter Jr., man, like this team is deep and dangerous, and you don't get a reprieve when the second unit comes in. It just changes, and you get more coming at you. Great game from both of those gentlemen. You may have noticed when you clicked into this video, no ad. That's on purpose. I'm hating the ads. We're monetized, but we're trying to just bring content without ads to you. If you can head over to the Patreon and help us out. $5 a month goes a long way. Just got a new Patreon. Shout out to you. I got your name on the next episode. Or if not, just like and subscribe, and that helps a lot too. Jet also did some nice things, right? People have been questioning Jet, myself included. I was questioning when I was at the draft. We just took a guard in Anthony Black with number 6 overall. Okay, I'm expecting a big. I'm expecting Derek Lively. That's what I was hoping for and expecting for, sitting in Barclays a couple years ago. But then Jet Howard comes up, and this front office has done enough to gain my trust. So I say, okay, they must know something. They must see something in this young man. He can shoot, right? That's what we hear, and we need shooting. We still need shooting, by the way. He has a solid game, 9 points. What is he? 4 of 7 from the field. That's efficiency. Hit a 3. We saw some other things coming off a screen hard, some more of that movement shooting. That 3 that he hit in the corner, I think, to end the third quarter, movement, like falling away, fantastic. If that's the type of player that he can grow into, that's someone that we can have on this Magic roster. That's someone that can have a spot. But he's going to need to shoot because, yeah, he had a solid game, but Coach Mosley, defense, baby, defense. And so that's always been the question. Jet Howard's doing better at that. He's doing some nice stuff on the offensive end of the floor. I think the Magic community is still split a little bit on whether or not Jet Howard is going to pan out, but I'm happy for the young man to have some playing time here as we're without our stars. Our top 4 scorers were not in this game. And you still heard Knicks fans on social media crying, wah, 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 we're so tired, we don't have Cat, what's going on? Are you really coming with that right now? We're without Paulo, without Franz, without Moritz, without Jalen. Top 4 scorers on a back-to-back. That's what was so impressive about this win. That was what was so gutsy about this win. And that's why I had to get on and talk to you, Second Cousins. I mean, how are you feeling in the chat? I mean, going into this game, I was drinking my Mellow because I was thinking this game's going to get me down. I need something to get me high. But I didn't end up needing it because that play on the court was tremendous. And I really think that's why we need to continue to buzz about Jamal Mosley, Coach of the Year. And with this win over one of the marquee franchises in the NBA, the New York Knicks, it's been getting a lot of pub lately, and for good reason. I mean, this team is essentially in the same spot we were last year, but we didn't have the injuries that we did last year. The record is pretty much the same. Missing Paulo for everything except 5 games, and now missing Franz. Jalen going in and out. Moritz with the torn ACL. Gary Harris hasn't played. Other guys have been nicked up along the way. Anthony Black. So the fact that Coach Mosley has juggled so many lineups, and let me know if you know exactly how many different lineups the Orlando Magic have played. Was it 18 I saw on a broadcast? Something like that. 15 to 18 different lineups this year. And to still be number 4 in the Eastern Conference, that's pretty damn good, man. He has kept this ship straight. I said ship, not shit. And it's all that more impressive because you can hear the guys buying in. You can hear the message that Cole Anthony reiterated. We have enough. We are enough. That's what Coach Mosley has been preaching. And it's getting through to these players. And the defensive identity that he's built is coming through, and it keeps you in every single game. I mean, there have been how many games this year coming back from significant deficits, 15-plus point deficits in the second half, in the fourth quarter. That is impressive. That is the sign of a mentally tough team. And that comes from leadership, man. That comes from top down. That's the coach right there. And that is extremely impressive. I think he probably had like 4 or 5 big comeback games this year. That is a feather in Coach Mosley's cap. That's for sure. He was second place in Coach of the Year voting last year. Dagnall kind of ran away with it in OKC. I think he had 450-something votes, and Coach Mosley was in with like a 180-ish. So Dagnall more than doubled him and ran away with that award last year. So this year, Coach Mosley's got a good shot. A lot of times with the player awards, with the coaches awards, if you're knocking at that door and then the next year you have another equally good or even better year, you're going to get that award. Right now, Kenny Atkinson is the runaway favorite at minus 270 odds. And I guess that's to be expected. The Cavs have kind of lit the league on fire the beginning half of the year. They're going out west when everyone said, oh, the East isn't that good, and they're beating teams in the West too. So that's understandable. But my whole thing with the Kenny Atkinson stuff is, yeah, they got out of the first round in the playoffs last year. You know, if they again lose to the Celtics, or they lose to, well, I guess they won't play the Celtics because they're, got home court advantage probably locked up. But if they get out of the first round and then lose to whoever in the quarterfinals or the semis, what will you look at as this year? Will you look at as a success? Probably not. Right? So, yeah, they're kind of a top 5 team offensive rating, net rating this year in like league history, and that's impressive. But it's just the regular season, right? The questions with this team were all around the postseason, not the regular season. They've always been a good regular season team. So we'll see how the narrative goes. Right now, Coach Mosley's at plus 900. I took those odds, threw a little bit of money on it because the narrative is there for Coach Mosley too, because he's had to deal with much more adversity keeping this team on the rails. And if Paolo and Franz come back and we somehow, continue to win and pop up into third in the Eastern Conference over the Knicks, that's going to be a conversation. And we just beat the Knicks with nobody. And that opens up some questions for the Knicks. Knicks fans, if you're out there watching this, yeah, that depth that everyone's questioning, that's a real issue. That's a real issue, especially with the Tibbs loving to play guys extended minutes. The starting 5-6 rotation, that is fantastic. But what happens when they try to go deeper than that? That's a big question that the Knicks have to answer. But yeah, man, loving Mosley's odds here at Coach of the Year, plus 900. Hey, maybe you want to go give it a little bit of a tease, Magic fans. Okay, the last thing that we need to talk about, baby, is it has been announced by Shams and then everyone reverberating through the community that it looks like Paulo Banchero is back, baby. The prediction is that either this game Thursday or Friday, he will be back in uniform. And man, oh man, is it nice to have Paulo back. Coach Mosley, he told reporters, and it was seen that Paulo went through a full practice, no restrictions, and they want to see how he reacts to that. Okay, awesome. Thank you for that caution. But hey, if he went through an entire practice and he's all good, let's get that man back on the court. We know that's where he wants to be. Thursday against the Timberwolves or Friday against the Bucks. I would imagine on a back-to-back, they're not going to play in both games. So pick your spot, second cousins. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Is he coming back tomorrow, Thursday, or are we not? We're going to have to wait until Friday. And a lot of the questions after practice to the team was, how does Paulo transition back into this team? And Kenny was joking around, well, he's going to have to, get used to us because we're starting to get our mojo going here as this team, and he's going to have to fit in with us. Now, that was a little tongue-in-cheek, of course, because Paulo is going to be the driver of this. And Kenny, again, later said, yeah, We're adding an all-star. Like that's a good thing. Can we remember back to Paulo's first 5 games, please? This guy was insane. Absolutely insane. He was averaging 29 points, 8.8 boards, and 5.6 assists. Almost a 30-point double-double. Yeah, we could use that. For a team that has been bereft of scoring, and we've been playing a lot of games in the mud, a lot of under 100-point games, to have a guy that can give you 30, a third of that, is going to help a big time. I just said big 3 times. I know. It's going to be big, baby. But, let's temper the expectations. Because just like when he went out, there was a transition period. And I think coming back, there might be a 2 to 3 game transition period as well. So if he comes back and we drop a couple, the sky isn't falling, everything's okay, it will get back on track, but it might need a few games. Because like Goga said, this man brings the aura. He just has that swag, that confidence. He's the 1A guy for this team. He is one of the 2 cornerstones of this squad. And to have him back, man, I am excited for Magic basketball. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been watching all these games, and it's been fun to watch this kind of ragtag group who's got a chip on their shoulder because all the dudes are out and no one thinks they can win and no one's giving them a chance, and they're 18-point underdogs against the Knicks, and they're coming back and they're winning games. That is huge. And I think that's going to just benefit the team moving forward, that we had this adversity in the season where guys could get more reps. Jet Howard could get some reps. Anthony Black got a lot more reps. Cole could get some reps. WCJ, all these guys did a little bit more. Trevelyan Queen, for God's sakes. Tristan Da Silva? I mean, these guys, Tristan especially, has been able to step into something that he wouldn't have had Paulo and Franz been there. But now Paulo's back, baby. And think about, we're 30th in the league in 3-point efficiency right now. You got to think that that's going to improve with Paulo back. We're going to see some more open shots. Got to see some shots go down. Paulo just always commands double teams, and he's so smart passing out of them. He's only going to get better at that. And I am so excited to see him back on the court. And ESPN, I don't know if you're teasing me or what, but when you see the injury reports at the bottom on ESPN app, they say expecting Franz Wagner back January 19th. Nah, I don't think that's legit, but it is miraculous how quickly Franz seems to be getting healthy and coming back. So can we see him beginning of February? And as we move then into a playoff push, we've got our team, right? We've got our team healthy and hitting their stride at the right time. Because it's nice to get hot early. Sure, Cavs, sure, Knicks. But really, we want to be getting hot in March and April. That's when we want to get hot. So let's get our guys back. Paulo, welcome back. Salute to you gentlemen out there who held down the fort. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Magic. How we feeling, second cousins? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody.